अभी वीडियो उन्होंने वहां से बंद कर रखा। Are you feeling fine? I'm feeling fine. अब यहाँ पे कैसा है पता नहीं।
We dream,
We plan.
we execute, and we succeed. Welcome to the world of endless possibilities. Welcome to VIT, Vellore Institute of Technology, a place to learn, a chance to grow.
Vellore Institute of Technology, with a strong legacy of excellence in academics and research. VIT stands tall among premier global universities. VIT campuses offer unique, customized and complete educational solutions in a world-class academic environment. A knowledge city that gives you a peek into your glorious future. Welcome to VIT.
VIT is a ever-evolving university. Started in the year 1984 as a small college at Vellore with 180 students. Now it has spread into 4 campuses: Vellore, Chennai, Amravati, Andhra Pradesh and Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, with 87,000 students drawn from all the states and union territories of India and also from 61 countries of the world. We are embarking on 5th campus in Bangalore. We have strong international relationship. We have signed 450 MOUs with various universities of the world located in 78 countries. And our students have the option to go and study in any one of the partner universities one semester, which is called Semester Abroad Program. As per NIRF, VIT is ranked 8th under the university category in the country. In QS World Ranking by subject, VIT is ranked 240 in engineering and technology. 58 professors of VIT are among the 2% of the top scientists of the world. A study conducted by Stanford University, USA in 2022. As far as placement is concerned, it is common to all the campuses. Year after year, more than 900 companies come for campus interview, both national as well as international companies. And last year, 2 students were offered 1.02 crores per annum. I welcome students of the world to join VIT for world-class education and a secure future.
Vellore Institute of Technology, a place to learn, a chance to grow.
Good morning to all and welcome to a fresh edition of the Hindu Education Plus Career Path series presented by the Vellore Institute of Technology. When we think of careers, usually the common and popular paths emerge after post-graduation as everybody seeks out a good paying job. But what about research as a viable career option? Research is a field loaded with academia. It is the systematic study of knowledge on a specific topic of interest and requires an academic foundation, research experience, and skills such as curiosity, communication, and persistence. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you have a natural curiosity for exploring new ideas, then a career in research could be a perfect idea. And that is the theme of our webinar today: how to make a successful career in research. Getting started in the field could be tad intimidating, and that is why we have got you a panel of experts to take you through the journey as a researcher, the challenges faced, and the opportunities available. We will start with Dr. A. Nirmala Grace, Professor and Director at the Center of Nanotechnology Research, VIT Vellore. Professor Nirmala received her PhD degree from the University of Madras and worked as postdoctoral senior researcher fellow in renewable energy at the Korea Institute of Energy Research, South Korea. She's also a fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, member of the American Chemical Society, member of the Electrochemical Society, and fellow of the Academy of Sciences, Chennai. Professor Nirmala has been awarded by Springer Nature as top women scientists of VIT and has been continuously ranking in the top 2% scientist list from Stanford University. Her current research interests include energy materials, design and fabrication of electrodes for dye-sensitized solar cells, morphological studies of supercapacitor electrodes and electrochemical redox reactions at the interface of electrodes and electrolytes, engineering of interlayer spaces in 2D materials to improve the ion accessibility, and turning the structure and porosity of electrode materials, and also transparent photovoltaics for device and surface integration. Professor Nirmala has more than 200 international peer-reviewed publications, 6 patents published, has edited 2 books, authored many chapters in books. She's highly accomplished and has completed 6 major projects with a worth of rupees 190 lakhs funded by various government agencies, and currently has 3 ongoing projects on solar cells for rupees 480 lakhs. So far, she has guided 50 master's students, 15 PhD students, and mentored 2 postdoctoral scholars. She is known to encourage women researchers and students to take up a career in science because she strongly believes that a career in science offers intellectual and financial rewards and brings success in life. So, welcome, Dr. Nirmala, to today's webinar, and we are eager to hear you speak on strategies for a successful research career.
Thank you. Thank you, Soma, for the nice introduction. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I hope it's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you once again. It's really a great honor to be part of this panel discussion on deliberating of how to make a successful career in research, which is an increasingly exciting and vibrant landscape for discovery and innovation. See, building a successful career is not just it's a cakewalk, right? You need to have a lot of combination like a strong educational background, discovery, innovation, and societal impact. For example, you need to, apart from the educational foundation, one has to have the specialized skills, a proactive approach to networking and collaboration, apart from routine publications, patents, and stuff like that. So it's in kind of, see, finally, that it should be a passion from oneself to accomplish all these things. Like, for example, develop both deep domain expertise and complementary skills apart from publications, patents, or startups. Right. So let me just take you, the journey, how to really make it really successful. See, for example, to succeed as a researcher must definitely balance multiple facets of research life. Number one is a publication in journals. And when you talk about publications, I think most of you guys would be researchers. When you talk about publications, where most of the researchers, we tend to publish our papers in broad journals. So please keep in mind that target journals are very important to make yourself visible and to accountability and credibility both in research and academics, right? So publications remain the basic. It's important, but see to that target journals where your work has a clear audience in your scientific community. For example, I work in solar cells, so I need to really target the solar people whom they can because to increase the citation. And please ensure originality, rigor, and reproducibility. The second is the patents. See, most of our students' tendency is to end up in publication and then move on, right? But without having a value added to our work, right, which is nothing but your patents and then startups. So please also try for patents and product development that really translates your research to real world solutions. And not only the patents, you also get in connection with industry partnership, where you can complete the journey from theory to application. So, and this again, patents will definitely lead to a startup, right? Entrepreneurship. So this patent technology, patenting, right? This should be inculcated in researchers to really accelerate converting your fundamental research to technology research. Right. So now, how do we really balance a dual portfolio, right? Because you have a peer pressure, stuff like that, but you have to see that you publish, and some of the really novel work should be really patentable, leading to some innovations. So balance your work. And the next important factor is, see, and also one more thing is that aim for journals, as I told you, which has a rigorous peer review process. Please aim for that. And the third is networking and collaboration. See, the aspect of a researcher is, unless and until you speak out to the scientific community, nobody is going to understand what you guys are doing. What am I doing, right? That we call it as in terms of citation. So for that, definitely you need to have a lot of networking collaboration in your scientific community, in your area, across institutions, across the disciplines, across the industries, across the globe, right? And I believe that consortia based research, where see, many of us have a tendency of doing a very closed group research, and we publish and we patent stuff like that. But nothing is going to really come out until you interact with people, because see, I'm from a material chemist, right? So if I really want to make a device or product out of it, I really need to collaborate with people, with electronic engineers, or across the globe, with my scientific community. So networking is essential. Collaboration is very important, not only within the department, across the institutions and across the globe. And mentors and consortia, as I told you, definitely they'll guide you through challenges in funding, regulations, and commercialization. Finally, the main important thing is, apart from you talk about publications, you talk about patent technology, startups or entrepreneurship or networking, whatever, right? Until and unless you have a passion towards it, nothing is going to work out. So finally, please embrace a mindset of continuous learning, right? And you'll have to update. One has to update, because I update myself every day with the recent technology that's happening, and develop both deep domain expertise. Deep domain expertise is, I may not be a master of all the fields, I need not be also, but I should be at least a master in my own domain. I have to be a deep domain expertise. And also, apart from this, you will have to have a complementary skills. Please develop complementary skills, like, for example, grant writing. Today, you may be scholars, but even for that, also, you will have to write a lot of fellowships. And tomorrow, if you become profs and scientists, definitely you need to do a lot of grant writing, data management, and communication. So please have the habit of complementary skills as well, in addition to the deep domain expertise. And to help all these things, there are a lot of support. Now, recently, we are receiving, for example, India is investing like never before to nurture young scientists and innovators, providing platforms and fellowships that reward excellence, interdisciplinary approach, and societal impact. And you'll have to also have a supportive institution to make your dreams happen. So this all comes under continuous learning and institutional support. Now, as a VITN, as a VIT researcher, uh, VIT is, as you might have seen from the video, is see, before talking about VIT, to make all these things happen, like to become a successful researcher, you need to stand under a big tree for a shade to protect ourselves, right? So there's a problem. Similarly, an institution plays a major role as an enabler of successful research careers. For example, providing research resources and infrastructure providing a state-of-the-art tools to aid the researchers, good library facilities, and with access to extensive databases. That is very much essential from an institution, and also providing technical support staff in addition to the instrumentations. So all these college of activities will foster a collaborative culture, provide mentorship programs and support, and creates a conducive environment to the scholars to make things happen. And as of VIT, as you know, is a leading research-driven institute, university with multiple campuses across the country. And VIT is known for high-impact research, high output, and international collaborations. VIT, we are working on cutting-edge niche areas of science and technology, starting from AI, quantum computing, semiconductor technology, nanotechnology, healthcare innovation, material science, and we have the state-of-the-art facilities to support all these niche areas of technology. And we do have a lot of funded project support from the Government of India, DST, DRDO, ISRO, various DBT projects. So, and those cumulative things really help us to translate our basic research to publications, patents, and product development. And we also have excellent MOUs. So we have a VIT international office who's really supportive to us, where they kind of make us meet with a lot of international collaborators in our domain, and that's one of the secret of our success. And apart from this is the all these amenities or all these flavors are there in VIT. For example, we have the state of the art infrastructure. You name any facility in par with the international standards. That's the reason most of the publications are really recognized. And we have, apart from academics, interdisciplinary research centers where we have 10 centers for excellence in specific field. For example, I belong to Center for Nanotechnology Research, where our focus is on printed and flexible electronics for energy sensors and healthcare. And we have a robust PhD program where we have, for example, we have a VIT examination, and through that we select the students, we select the brilliant minds to work with us. We have competitive fellowships. We have a strong collaboration, industry collaboration through, and we have national and international collaborations as well. And also we have an ecosystem for startups through our technology business incubators and innovation cells, where even research scholars are given the opportunity to apply for funds, and they are granted the funds to, and we are encouraging them to for a startup and incubation centers. And routinely we conduct high quality workshops, technical conferences leading to quality research outputs. And apart from this, as a researcher, we all know now journals has this both hybrid and open access policy, and it's a huge fund actually for a student to pay. So VIT has really taken a very good initiative of supporting all the scholars by paying the open access fee for publications. And there are various incentive schemes you can go through the websites, like for example, Raman Awards, APJ Abdul Kalam Awards, startup grants, and recognition has been given. Because see, this is very important, for a researcher, for a scientist, to be recognized by the institution, by the peer members, and because these incentives underscore VIT's commitment not just to foster the research intensity, but also rewarding the bright minds, rewarding the research excellence and impactful scholarly contributions. Yeah. So, final thoughts. This is in conclusion. See, a successful research career, though it is based on a lot of aspects, is ultimately built on one one's own dedication, hard work, smart work, persistence, patience, as well as teamwork through networking and collaboration. So through these persistence, we will be able to solve very difficult scientific challenges, creative problem solving, thinking, and collaborative innovation. Take home message is that See, the CGPA, whatever you have earned, the marks you have earned, they're all just like the passport, right? And that will just allow you to enter the other country. But the skills, what you're going to help us, what you are going to do in the other country. So that's going to be very important. So irrespective of the marks, you may be, even 100 scorer, but that's not the main necessity for a good researcher. Research demands curiosity, resilience, critical thinking, and the continuous pursuit of knowledge and impact, and the thirst for learning, updating yourself every day. And finally, the main important aspect is the passion to learn. Until and unless you have the passion of learning new things in research, nothing is going to come out. So, with this, I'll stop. Celebrate your journey. Stay focused on meaningful questions. Answer to those meaningful questions. Please question yourself. Nurture strong teams. Build a strong network, and definitely success will follow in due time. So, with this one additional, since I belong to the center, director of the center, one small publicity. We are, as I told you, VIT, we host very good quality technical conferences. One such conference, third international conference on nanoscience and nanotechnology. We are hosting from 16th to 19th of 2025, where more than 20 countries, top speakers, mostly from editor-in-chief of top journals, where we have more than 20 research awards from top journals. And it will be inaugurated by the Nobel laureate, Dr. Mongi Bhavandi, who's the inventor of quantum dots. So he'll be coming in person. So you'll all have an option to present your work, present your abstracts in the paper, and network with a lot of people who are working in your area. So I welcome all of you, and I invite all of you to join our conference. So with this, I end the session. It was really nice talking to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nirmala, for that very rapid and crisp explainer and navigation. We move on to our next speaker, Jobel Jose, a full-time research scholar at VIT Vellore. He completed his MTech in thermal engineering and BTech in mechanical engineering from Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, Coimbatore. During his academic tenure, he actively collaborated on industrial projects with Bharat Dynamics Limited, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, and Neyveli Lignite Corporation. He says these experiences enriched his practical learning, sharpened his problem solving abilities, and led to the publication of a research article and the filing of an Indian patent. Before commencing his PhD, Jobel worked briefly as an assistant professor at North Malabar Institute of Technology, Kanhangad in Kerala. As a doctoral researcher, he has published 2 research articles, 2 review papers, and secured 2 additional Indian patents. He has also successfully led several consultancy and product development initiatives. Jobel holds the prestigious International Design Associate Certificate from SolidWorks, demonstrating his proficiency in different design tools. He is also highly skilled in using ANSYS Fluent to analyze fluid flow behavior across complex geometries. His current research interests include transcritical CO2 refrigeration and air conditioning systems, advanced heat transfer studies, and clean energy technologies. He will now share his insights on his journey as a research scholar. So, welcome, Joel, and over to you.
Right, production. Let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm Jobel Jose. As ma'am told, I'm a full-time research scholar at VIT Vellore. I'll be sharing my PhD journey and some of the tips which help me to set my career path. So there are some key factors which motivated me to do my research. And so when I started my research, I have decided for myself, if I'm doing some research, it should be sustainable, and it should have an impact on the society, and it should address a pressing issue, and it should be an application oriented one, because later I have to convert it as a business model, and it should be worldwide acceptance should be there for my research. So keeping that in mind, I decided to select my research topic as transcritical CO2 air conditioning system. So let's have a quick glimpse on my research. So the current, to give a context, the current air conditioning system uses HFC, hydrofluorocarbons, which is a synthetic refrigerant that causes global warming. So it is a pressing issue. So if you look at the global HFC emission graph, 19% of the global HFC emission is contributed by India. So in that 19%, sector-wise analysis, if you do, more than 80% of the HFC emission is from refrigeration and air conditioning sector. And that's where my research is going to have its impact. I wanted to create a new cooling technology which is sustainable by replacing the existing HFC emission technologies. So in simple words, I am creating an air conditioning system or a working model which use CO2 as a working fluid. Only two institutions, including VIT in India, is currently doing the research, and there is no established setup available in India at all. So it has got a lot of potential, and by seeing it, VIT has invested approximately 70 lakh rupees in this project. So this is the current experimental facility, and hopefully in 2 months I'll be taking my successful test run. So the benefit of the research is that it contributes to sustainability and it directly complements the Sustainable Development Goal number 13, that is climate action, and it has huge potential for commercialization. Since it's not established in India, if you are successful in running it, we can commercialize it as such. So I am on my fifth year of PhD, and throughout these years there were some hurdles and there were some setbacks, and I got inspiration from my mentors, and I'll be sharing you some tips that help me to stay on my track. So from the beginning itself, I was very sure that finding the right path is very difficult, because I joined as a researcher. I was not sure I am going to be an academician, or I'm going to join an industry, or I'm going to do an entrepreneurship journey. But so what I continuously practiced was I keep on learning. So I started learning new industry softwares. Even though it was not relevant to my research, I started polishing my skills. I started learning new industry softwares. I started learning illustration software that helped me to project my research more, in a pleasant way. So in that way, I was able to publish patents, and I was able to draft my manuscript, very neatly. I started learning coding languages because industry demands coding languages nowadays. So that helped me to polish my skills in that aspect also. Then it is very important for any researcher to have skills in Microsoft packages like Excel, Word, as well as PowerPoint. Even if you join industry, or if you are doing an academic job, it is a compulsory that you learn these packages. So I started learning one step at a time each of these things. And the most important thing was I updated myself with my research field. It helped me to identify a particular person in any country, in any lab, who is doing research in my field. So in
Joel, may
later, if
I
you are
please interrupt you for a second? Some members in the audience are asking you to be a little louder because it
okay,
is
okay,
perhaps not very clear to them. Yeah,
okay.
please
Yeah,
continue.
am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible, but little
Yeah,
more,
yeah,
I
sure,
think,
sure.
the volume.
So to update your research field, in the sense, if I know in which country, in which lab my research is going on. So if I want to apply for a postdoc, I can easily go through my file. I can find a suitable country in that particular lab, which faculty is having funded project. I can easily approach that. In that way, I update myself in my research field. So then also I was very curious what next. Okay, I'm learning things continuously. I'm learning softwares, but what I have to do next actually. So I asked my mentors what I should do next, and they said me to start building a network. Strategically, you build a network. So I started attending conferences. I present my works, exchange ideas with top brains of the field. Even I collaborated with foreign authors and published review papers. I attend workshops and lecture series. In workshops, we get hands-on experience on how to use a particular instrument, how to take reading from it. It was very helpful for me to do my research. As well as, I attended lecture series. In lecture series, industry experts, speak about the gap between industry and academia. So in that way, we, align our objectives in that way, so that after our research, they itself will grab you by seeing that you are closely working with their vision and mission. Then I attended industry academia conclaves, where we were able to get a chance to present our ideas and research in front of industry experts, and even I got job opportunities through this.
Jabal, you have to adjust your volume again.
Oh, ma'am, now?
It's a little feeble.
Yeah, now, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and And I'm sorry about that. Actually, I don't know. Maybe something no fault with my microphone.
No problem.
Yeah. And no, I often take time in discussing my research ideas with my co-scholars from my department and from other department also. In that way, I was able to find gaps, or I was able to find tools from other departments which can be implemented in my research also. And I was able to know help some other scholars also through my skill set. In that way, no, we are getting an additional knowledge. So building network is very important if you are now focusing to get yourself in a even in industry, even you are looking for a postdoc opportunity or no for entrepreneurship. Network no helps you very good. And the other thing is I was able to find vendors for my project actually. I wanted to know have equipments from more than 20 companies. So how I got this opportunity, I just went to some exhibitions. I found vendors and they helped me to build my experiment setup by providing some of the equipment. So that was very easy. But in certain cases, even with all these, I was confused and stuck at some point actually. And that's where mentorship comes into picture. You always need a mentor to discuss your situation, your doubts, everything. And in that way, they will easily tell you your strength and limitations. So if I lack in academics, my mentors will tell me to polish my basic skills or to learn certain software so that I can move forward with confidence. And they can easily guide us to understand ourselves with where you fit in. You are an industry person or an academic person or an entrepreneurship person. That thing, no, they will easily you can find through that because they are closely monitoring you, so your skill set where it is applicable, everything they will give an idea about. So in this way you can find the right direction. But what I believe is the next thing that I'm going to say is the most important thing, that is you should believe in yourself actually. So if you're not confident in your skill set or ability, nobody can help you to find a successful career at all or even to do your PhD. There will be setbacks in your PhD career. There will be certain places where you feel stuck, but you have to believe that okay, you are in this journey. You are going to do one step at a time, and that is the next important thing. Every day you have to do at least 1% of an extra work. In that way, you are not going to stay the same. Collectively, your effort will always add up. Whether it is writing a one paragraph of your manuscript, doing an illustration for your PPT, doing one simulation or one experimental run, whatever it is, try to do something 1% extra every day and believe in yourself. And of course, it will take you to a better shape. So I would like to stop my presentation with a quote that don't wait for opportunities to knock at your door. Go out, search, and find it for yourself. Because trust me, it's a true fact. No institution, no education institution can provide you the proper opportunities, all the opportunities to get a career. But there are exposures you will get from all the institutions. There are opportunities you will get from all the institutions like conferences, seminars, webinars, or even industry academia congress. So you have to go find yourself, knock at each place, apply your resumes. If you are aiming for a postdoc position, you start aligning your research in that direction. You publish maximum papers and you approach the foreign collaborative works. So in that way, you keep connected with foreign collaborations and you can easily apply for postdocs. So in way you are aiming for industry, you go yourself and attend maximum industry exhibitions. Find yourself networking with industry people, ask for their industry problems, so you align your objective in that direction. For entrepreneurship journey also it's same. You need to file patents in institution itself. It's very easy and very encouraging that institution nowadays promote patent filing. So that facility is available in VIT also, and you can make use of that and you can align yourself in that direction. And I hope that the listeners got some values from my presentation. Thank you for your patient listening. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you, Jobel, for detailing your life as a successful and a perfect research scholar. As we move on to our last speaker, I would request our audience to start posting their questions to the panelists in the Q&A box, which is open now. Dr. Vaishali Kulkarni is founder and CEO of KB Calls Sciences Private Limited, a Pune-based studio fueled by innovation and research and working in the forefront manufacturing non-GMO natural biocolors. Vaishali is a PhD graduate in bioprocess technology from Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, which was formerly UDCT. She's a first generation entrepreneur and has won many international and national laurels for her work on microbial colors. She was honored with Asia's Top 10 Sustainability Superwoman Award 2021 by CSR Works Singapore for driving positive change in the world through her sustainability leadership. Vaishali is also a recipient of UAA Young Achiever Award 2022. The same year, under her leadership, KB Calls Sciences won the National Startup Award from what was formerly known as the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion under Government of India. In 2023, the startup was conferred upon the Global Change Award by HM Foundation. Vaishali envisions making KB Calls a world leader in the space of natural and sustainable biocolors. Hear her speak on curiosity to creation, the transition from academia to industry. Welcome, Vaishali, and over to you.
Thank you, Soma, for the kind introduction. I am very honored to be on this platform to connect with the young researcher. So thank you, the Hindu Times and VIT for arranging this. Hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm Dr. Vaishali Kulkarni. I'm the CEO of KB Call Sciences. We work on microbial colors. We are based in Pune, Maharashtra. So to start with, my story began as a doctoral researcher student as ICT Mumbai. I was fascinated by microbial sciences, tiny organisms which are actually doing very extraordinary things. Around that time, I saw multiple projects which were coming to our university, which were focused on water treatment or textile effluent treatment mostly. So watching the impact of the pollution, I thought like why we are treating this wastewater and why we cannot create something which is biodegradable and then we don't have to treat it later. We always say precaution is always better than cure. So to address this problem, I thought that should we produce such colors which can be biodegradable and they do not require any effluent treatment later. So that was the curiosity which started my journey. So the birth of KB Call Sciences, the question led me to explore how microorganisms can produce these natural colors. So colors from biological and not from chemistry. So these chemical colors, they are mostly chemically synthesized. So with that vision, KB Call Sciences was founded to commercialize biotechnology-driven color creation. We integrated biotechnology, some of the chemistry part, and design to replace these harmful chemical dyes which are there in the market and which are we are using it into day-to-day life. So we started our journey with a grant, BIG grant, which I received after PhD. And after that grant, today we are proud to be backed by several investors and some global collaborators as well. So what began as a scientific curiosity for us evolved into a mission-driven purpose to create sustainable colors for a better planet. Moving on to the next slides. So the journey was not easy. There were some challenges and lessons learned. So of course, the path from research to reality is very different. So bridging this gap from the industry and academia was a major challenge. Whether it was funding or hiring the right people or balancing the scientific precision with business demand was really a challenging thing for us. But we evolved from it, we learned from it, and we took every feedback very positively. So with my research mindset, that helped me navigate uncertainty and taught me perseverance and adaptability. So if curiosity starts a journey, then the courage you should have, the courage to persist, is what will sustain with you. On the left side, you will see these are the yarn dyed with our colors. This collaboration is with Italy. So these are some actual photographs I'm sharing where our biocolors are used. Moving to the next slide. So we you just don't have to do innovation which is not useful to society. Always remain that always you have this thing in mind. Whatever you are trying to innovate should have some impact on society, positive impact. So we are just not producing any colors. Our colors are showing some impact, which I've mentioned in the slide, which are contributing around 40% of water reduction, 30% of energy is saved compared to the conventional colors, and 70% of less chemicals are required to produce these biocolors. So this is the impact we are showing to our clients. We have been recognized in global sustainability and innovation forums, which are collaborated with leading brands, and which have created opportunity for us. So on the right hand side, you will see the poster and some of the collections which we had the opportunity to feature in London Museum with the H&M. H&M is a brand which was be aware uh, with H&M Foundation. So this was the impact we showed to our clients, and so our goal was very simple: build in India, and but it should be applicable to the entire world. Moving to the next slide. So the story doesn't just end here. We see innovation is always a continuous cycle, you can say. You have to ask, you have to explore, you have to create, and you have to repeat the entire thing again. So I always tell young researchers like you, look beyond the lab. This is the best time for the scientists to innovate and build in India. Trust me on this. So every discovery, no matter how small it is, can transform the industry or improve a life. Remember this thing in the mind, that curiosity is the compass and creation is the journey. Just to let you know all, these are the, on the left side, these are the images with our collaboration in Portugal. These garments are completely dyed with our KB calls colors, which proves that sustainability and design both can coexist beautifully on a global stage. So some takeaway from my side, like if there is one message which I would like to give you all, it's let your curiosity guide your purpose. Always ask why and how. Be consistent. You will be having a lots of failure in your journey, so don't get demotivated. Take this as a positive feedback. You always learn from your failure, so take this as a positive feedback. As Dr. Nimala mentioned, you have to keep updated yourself. So keep updated. Just don't be in your vicious circle of innovation. You have to keep updated, and be like you have to also collaborated beyond your disciples, as Mr. Jobel mentioned in their speech. Like you have to interdiscipline your idea, like where biology can meet engineering. So you have to be having that versatility in your innovations. So just at the last on the right side, this was like we had an opportunity to showcase our color in Lakme Fashion Week India. So it was from the lab to the actual runway, our collaboration with Kasha designer. So it's a proof actually for you all that the science can be fashionable and sustainability can be glamorous too. And the innovation from India does have platform at global stage also. So here is the example where curiosity had actually met the creativity, and your world, trust me, the world will take notice of it. So at the end, thank you all for joining me on this journey. I hope this story inspires you and nurture your curiosity, and you should question the ordinary and create something extraordinary for you and for the planet. Thank you. For more details, you can visit our website and connect to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vaishali, for giving us an insight into your achievements and your entrepreneurial bent of mind. We'll start with the questions. I think I'll go back to Dr. Nirmala first. Ma'am, in your presentation, like you mentioned, that scientific research is a very vibrant landscape. But what I would like to ask you is it still a very daunting career option in the country? Because the common impression is also that many students move abroad to do their research, I mean, be it in whatever field. And so, like, what are the reasons? Is it lack of funding or industry opportunities? Could you elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah, thank you. See, that's a general trend of our current young minds, where we always feel that the greens on the other side is always better. But it all depends on the passion where you want to do. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. So it all depends on how we take it up. But as you rightly said, there are not that many industries, but government recently has taken up a lot of initiatives, and there are a lot of fellowships for startups, entrepreneurs, even institutions, even VIT. We encourage a lot for the scholars to apply for startups, and research scholars are getting funded. So it all depends on the mindset. But unless and until if you're passionate enough and if you have a conducive system to support you, I think it's possible.
Mhm. Jabel, like somebody wants to know that how does one maintain the genuine authenticity of the research work, and also how does also one guard against your research efforts or your research writing being stolen? You have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
As you know, Dr. Nirmala ma'am told, you have to always go for highly reputed journals, ma'am. In that way, your work is your authenticity is hold, ma'am. Actually, so everyone can actually all around the globe can put your paper as a reference, or they can easily believe in your work, ma'am. And you are talking about keeping your work safe. I mean, one way, if you are discussing your work with other scholars, in one way, no, you are going to share your ideas. But on the other hand, if you are publishing your papers in the first hand, then your idea is not going to get leaked, ma'am. It is going to stay safe only. So,
Rajesh Rathore, sorry, please.
ma'am, in one more thing, actually, ma'am, if you have an idea that is very new, you can apply for a patent and nobody can grab it from you. So what I suggest is, if somebody is having a very good idea, you can file a patent, and through institution it is very easy to file a patent, ma'am, because they take care of all the processes, all the legal processes. So it is very easy to file a patent through the institution. So I just suggest those who have very good ideas, they can directly apply for a patent in the initial stage itself, so that their ideas will be protected.
So Rajesh Rathore is asking, what is grant writing? Grant writing. I think it was there in one of the presentations.
Yeah, I think I can answer to it. See,
Yes,
for
ma'am.
example, yeah, we are all, you guys are all scholars at this stage. And even, for example, if you are applying for a fellowship, right, for a scholar, and you are supposed to, submit a proposal for that fellowship. So that is a small grant, right? And you will have to have the habit of writing for a small grant. And later on, when you become a prof or a scientist, that is going to help you in elaborating that writing to achieve a grant is something like that, the project that we are getting from different agencies. So even at the scholars level, you need to have that complementary skills apart from research of how to starting from how to write a paper and how to write a proposal and make it happen. So that kind of culture should be inculcated from now on, from as a research scholar, not just only the publication and not just the thesis. That is grant writing typically.
And is it mandatory to clear NET or that GATE exam
No,
for enrolling in PhD, ma'am?
no, not necessary, because not many universities they don't have a strict mandate, but it is highly beneficial, and considered by many universities. Why some universities? Because even if we VIT, if we have a gate score, the fellowship is slightly higher than a non-gate score. So it's always good to clear any competitive exam and keep yourself ready to face or appeal yourself to any of the committee. But it is not mandate.
Jobel, could you please be patient in answering because the questions are disappearing from my screen. Vaishali, you of course gave a very nice, interesting insight of your transition from academia to industry. But what were the challenges that you faced, from moving from this journey of researcher to entrepreneur?
So the biggest challenge was shifting my mindset, like from research to the industry. So as a researchers, we always look for perfect data. We want perfect data as a researcher, but as an entrepreneur, you have to make the decisions even with incomplete information. So that was the challenge. Another challenge as a researcher was learning the language of business. So pitching, fundraising, and building team was a challenge. But what we learned from our research background is like to stay analytical and patient throughout the uncertainty. So that is the takeaway. Like you have to be patient and analytical. That will help you for your journey.
Somebody who's completing an online MCA from SRM University wants to confirm whether an online master's degree is eligible for PhD admissions at VIT.
Okay, I think that maybe you can send an email. I'll have to check with my admissions office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think all of you have already mentioned, but somebody is asking how to initiate research work in the academic sector. How to basically, I think that breaking the ice, perhaps, like
Sure, sure.
how to start.
See, yeah, it should all happen in one fine day when when you really have passion and when you really have decided to step out of your academics. That I really want to be standing one among the crowd and do something good to the society. You'll have to come out and apply for your PhD or as a JRF. So it's all about the mindset you have.
Jabal Ajay Birhade is asking what should be the first priority of a junior researcher?
That's a very good question.
And also, can research, I'll add a club another question, can research be entirely based on internet sources or it has to be on the field information or a combination?
Yeah, first I will answer the first question. If you are an young researcher, always
Your voice, your volume.
Ma'am, am I audible now?
It's fainting in between and again coming back. Yeah.
Ma'am, now is it
Yeah.
fine, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the first step as an young researcher is to build your basics. So that is very important. I'll give us an example. Actually, when I started my research work, it was an experimental facility, and I know very little about that experiment facility. There were about around there was coding involved. There was equipment involved which I was not heard of. So I want to learn everything from basics. So the first 6 months of my research went entirely on learning things, learning equipments, how to work, what not to do, and also I have to learn some research subjects also to compete with my analytical skill. So I learn subjects related to that. So it's always important to strengthen your basic in your initial stages of your PhD. So you just only focus on polishing your skills, softwares, your research work, your literature work. So that is very important in the initial days of the PhD. And for the second question, it is good that you rely on your online sources because nowadays everything is online. If you need to download and read about a paper, it's available online. But don't use online sources like ChatGPT or Copilot in your. You should not club it with your research at all because it will in a way pull down your own creativity. You won't be able to think out of the box if you ask for some question. The ChatGPT will directly give the pathway to for your answer. So if you are so you won't be able to find anything for yourself. So what I would suggest is you can rely on internet sources, but it is better that you always rely on the other data actually, your books as well as your other analytical skills. Yeah, thank you.
Dr. Nirmala, like, under the new education policy, I think you no longer need to have an MPhil to do your PhD. And many students join, I think, after this 5-year integrated program, not even that 4-year UG and then 2-year PG. So, this reduction in number of years, do you think it is proving to be beneficial in it? Because earlier days, we used to hear that people take years to complete a PhD. So now the time span is kind of set. So how is it helping?
Yeah, definitely it is helping. See, those days even we didn't have this direct PhD and all. Now, immediately after UG and after direct, there is a direct PhD for BTech students to join in a PhD or deep tech PhD. Definitely that's going to help because you complete 5 years of your UG PG and then you have a see sometimes we all are under peer pressure of lot of factors. So I think at an young age, if you are able to with a lot of ideas and Josh, that's really going to help. Unless and until it all again depends on our own self only, our attitude. But it is helping. There are students completing very early, immediately after the BTech integrated PhD, and I think IIC also has VIT. We have this direct PhD where number of students are enrolling. So it's really helping out.
Vaishali, what would be your advice to, say, young researchers? Like, how can they make themselves more industry relevant?
So they start by asking like what will my research like who will use my research? This is the first question you have to ask yourself. And how will it will make a difference to the society? So if nobody is going to use your research, then don't get into that area. So that's the first point you have to keep in mind and try to connect with the real world. Like you have to go step out, talk to the people in the industry, attend innovation, attend various explore programs. Like there are various programs by industry and academy, attend that and try to connect with the real people, ask them what is the problem they are facing and how could you address that problem with your with your innovation. So in that way you can make your work with relevant to the industry and as well as society.
Dr. Nirmala, which careers would you say are best for research? Because there are a lot of questions where people are seeking some kind of guidance, like Purvi Vyas, who has completed her master's in microbiology, and she started teaching and also preparing for several exams like UGC and NET. She says, I have lots of research ideas regarding agriculture and sustainable environment, but I do not have any platform to explore. Then likewise, Sugit Harini is also saying that, of course, she is a DBT biocare woman scientist at the University of Madras in Chennai. She too has a lot of research ideas uh, for procuring funds from national fellowships. She wants some tips, and also
Uh,
how to apply or write impactfully for a grant. What are the tools they can use?
Okay. See, careers in research, they are diverse. Like, for example, it could be a lab-based, laboratory-based role. It could be like a research technician or a scientist. Or, see, again, it depends on if a material scientist, for example, they have a lot of industries to as a research analyst or a market researcher, or a biomedical scientist or even you can be an entrepreneur. Most of the cases, people are landing into either as scientists in leading institutes, and few of them are taking up this entrepreneurship, which is again very much welcoming. And See again, and academia is already there. If you really have a passion in teaching, you can be a professor. You can be if you are in bio, you could be a clinician. And so the major thing is a scientist. Either you be a scientist or an industrial person, or you be an academic teacher and an entrepreneur. So it all depends on again your mindset and the opportunities that is coming to you. And regarding the grant rating, see again I'm telling you, grant rating is something very much important because at later stages of your life, even for applying for a startup or as a scientist for a project, how to how to pitch in and how to get the funds from the any agency is really tough, right? And for that, please, as a research scholar, please have the habit of doing it now itself. You need to really, for example, why should somebody give you the grant? What is the beauty in that? So you need to really identify the challenges. You need to really identify what is actually happening in my area. For example, I do work on solar. So how my grant rating should be in such a way that why should they give the grant to Nirmala, right? Is it really worth enough? Is it really, for example, the updated research? So please have an update of the research, not just happening within next to you, within your city, across the globe. So and try to find out what is the exact challenges, what are the exact gray areas that scientists have not yet covered. Please work in that area. Definitely, any grant, whatever you write, will be successful. Thank you.
But it's equally important to identify some emerging research frontiers.
Correct.
And how do you decide, which projects to prioritize?
See, for that, you need to periodically see, all the announcements from the government. And because, see, even the last week, our ST conference was happening in New Delhi, where so government also gives some priorities on certain areas. And see that that's what you should not be, digging out the same research again and again and without any value to it. See that it is good benefit for the society. It should be a societal based research. It should be good for the common people. It should align with the government's goals what they are setting every year. And you'll also have to see, because obviously funds, the funders also, they have certain priority areas where they want to give their funds. So please update yourself with those areas. Because I can talk in my area, like renewable energy is one. AI, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, semiconductor mission is happening. Now agriculture is happening. How to embed AI in all the fields. So see that you also walk along with what country is walking. What the even the global SDGs are. What is a global scenario? What the other countries are funding? If you are focusing for your postdoctoral researcher, each country will have its own research priority. So please see to that even when you apply to which country you want to apply to and what is their national priority. So you'll have to align accordingly. And from the first day of your research, please identify who are all the top scientists working where in which area and follow them. And please have an update of that. So if you do all these things, definitely your grant will be successful. Definitely you will get a good postdoctoral position in any of the labs. So you align your work along with the national priority where funds are there.
Jobel, you talked about research paper writing. So, Femi Grace says we are living in the age of uncontrolled development of AI, and emerging studies have reported the usage of AI to replace the reading process and human thinking, decision making, creativity for research students. So, how do we navigate the seemingly convenient and attractive option of using AI? Should we completely let go of it? Or can we use it for processes like improving our academic writing skills and vocabulary?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it is failing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. First of all, it's a very good question. Uh, my suggestion is you cannot avoid it fully. Actually, what I have seen is some people they will write their manuscript by themselves and they will use their AI tool to refine their languages because it will help to save a lot of time. And you can give an acknowledgement like you have used so and so tool to refine your writing style, but you should not take ideas from an AI tool to implement it in your research, or you cannot
I think we have,
singing. You can use it for no. Yeah, hello.
yeah, please continue.
Yeah, the only thing that I suggest, you can use the AI tool to refine your language or writing style. So apart from that, you should not add ideas from any AI tool or use it in your research for any kind, like to for data interpretation or to write about your data or give physics behind your findings. Yeah, that is I think it's a very a dilute way to implement AI tools in your research. So, but you can use it for for refining your languages or your writing style. Check for your grammar mistakes. Or that will be even you can acknowledge that in your manuscript. So that's my suggestion.
Okay. Vaishali, as an entrepreneur, what do you foresee? Like, what could be the future trends? What is your long-term vision, or what you would kind of advise to researchers? What are the fields to look at?
So what I feel is like I'm very excited about the sustainable biotechnology, like using biology to solve the environmental and industrial challenges. So, what I feel like talking about my area, life sciences, microbiology, things like microbial colors or biomaterial, or there are various waste to value innovations are coming up. And of course, we cannot ignore AI. AI in bioprocessing are transforming, like how we think about the manufacturing industry is also changing. So the interaction intersection between the biology data and sustainability is, I feel, where the next big innovation will lie.
And Jobel, what would you say are the best career options after completing a PhD?
Like I said, there are multiple ways. Actually. There are academia. You can go for teaching profession. If you are looking for that way, you have to build your research in such a way. You have to publish more articles in reputed journal. You have to find postdoc opportunities, and then you will be easily grabbed to any university. In other hand, you are going for industry. You have to build your network in such a way that you have to find proper opportunities in industries. You have to do your research in such a way that it will bridge the gap between what industry need and what application that your research is going to contribute. And already Dr. Vaishali ma'am told how if you are going for an entrepreneurship like a company business journey, how it should be taken up. So that's my suggestion, ma'am.
Dr. Nirmala, are there enough postdoctoral fellowship scope opportunities in Tamil Nadu? Somebody's asking a specific question, and also for a mechanical engineering background.
Yeah, yes, there are. So you'll have to have a watch all the institutions because we announce either it could be a postdoctoral researcher or sometimes a senior researcher. So the name differs, but there are opportunities, though there are many opportunities abroad. But yes, the answer is yes.
Likewise, Rahul Kumar wants to know scope in medical mycology and synthetic biology
Scope
in
for
India.
it is there. I think even Dr. Vaishali also can share answering this. There are a lot of opportunities for healthcare sectors, biomedical medicine, because that's the talk of the day. Right? We all need that. So definitely there are a lot of opportunities, and even there are a lot of funds now from the ICMR and DBT. So yes.
And I think any one of you could answer. Panelists, could the panelists explain the patent procedure?
Okay, I think that's a big procedure.
If you
Initially,
could
you'll
just
have to fill
briefly
out all the
summarize, yeah.
forms and first see that I think all the institutions have the patent office. In fact, VIT we do have, and you'll have to file your application and submit it to them, and they have a patent analyst who does all the search, and they get back to us. If it is really novel, it is passed on to the second stage, and the office does all the formalities, filing, and then published, and then later on granted. So it all depends on, first of all, please check whether your work is novel. Individually, you will have to do a patent search as well as complete search. There are a lot of websites for doing that. Literature search and justify that it is really novel before submitting to the patent office.
Okay, maybe both Vaishali and Jobel, you could give your inputs. Some very, very basic questions like, after masters, how does a student really choose whether they should go for PhD or for industry, and whether PhD is really more fruitful and successful in our country compared to having a master's degree if one wishes to work in big and eminent companies.
Uh, Ma'am, actually, to answer that, nowadays all the MNC companies have branches in India as well. So if I take my facility, and I am using world-class tools, actually tools and equipments. All these have manufacturing units in India and service units in India. So even when the industry people came here, they asked me whether to join in their industry after my PhD. So it is okay that if you do a PhD in India also, if you are networking yourself to identify the exact job role you want to be in, you can always find industries. The main idea behind a PhD degree is that you are doing something relevant to the society. So that industry people will automatically grab you because you are already in that mindset to contribute something to the society. That's what industry people do. They are reducing the challenges of our day-to-day problems. So if your PhD is aligned in that direction, you will always find a position in industries. So it is, I will suggest doing a PhD in India is, it is okay only, ma'am. Actually, it is very good actually, because nowadays all industries are, globally it is everywhere. So there is no shortage of getting a job in industries at all.
Because in India, I think we all study for jobs essentially. The
Yes.
very very small section is for passion. Vaishali, how do you raise capital? Somebody raise your capital, somebody is asking.
So for me, I raised my capital like initially I got the BIG BIRAC grant. So first identify whether your research or your innovation is really good for the society or planet. Then you can write for various grants. There are various grants available like biotechnology, DBT grant, BIRAC grant. There are Atal Incubation Center. They also offered some grants. So you can write your proposal to it, and that is completely equity free grant. So what I would advise, first go for equity free grant, and then you get the idea of really whether you can build a minimum POC, like whether you can develop MVP, minimal viable product, or not. And after that you can approach the investors. There are various venture capitalists are there, like in our case, it was Chirate Ventures, Axilor Ventures, and other investors who invested in KB calls. So once you have that MVP with you, you can approach the various investors. And lastly, I would suggest that if you are very confident, then only go for the loans, or else go for first equity free grant, and then can approach investors. So, and for approaching investors, there are various programs are there where you can reach the investors. There are academic program where investors also come, and there are industry sponsor program also. There are big conferences, and there are startup programs also which are available in government sites. So you can attend those program and connect to investors for the your funds.
Yeah, so Nirma ma'am, there are a lot of questions regarding VIT, like whether it offers research prospects in commerce stream, microbiology, I mean, those kind of people's basic concerns, and also a lot of questions on how they are confused about starting writing a paper. And I think you have all explained. But I think I leave those questions. If you want, you could kind of reply to them directly later. And uh, there are also questions about how researchers should learn. Are there any guidebooks? What are the criterias to check, and how to find your guides? I mean, these are all very, very basic, I think, doubts and fears which people have in mind. So, as a wrap up, if you could just summarize, like to assuage that research, after all, is not so intimidating, and there are ways of going about it.
True, true. Yeah. See, regarding the admission, you can please visit our VAT website. So, which all streams under which we are offering is very clearly given. So, you can refer to that. And how to write a paper. See, as I told you, there is one thing called statement of proposal, or we call it as a small proposal. See, the very simple thing, as I told you earlier, is if you're working in some area X, please understand that area from the basics of it, right? You can't just launch a rocket in one fine day, right? So the whatever the application you're working, be electronics, be medicine, be agriculture, there is a fundamental physics behind all of the applications, all the product development, right? So please be very strong in your basics. That is going to help you. See, as I told you that getting a passport is very easy, but what you're going to do in other country, it matters. Your skill matters. So please be very strong in your basics and apply that basics to your applications, and then start narrating your own story in research. In the sense, like when you start writing a paper, I always follow even today, even as a professor, I pen it down all my ideas, and be a good. Have the reading habit, please. Whatever happens, today, suppose in solar, I really need to update myself who has published, or the top scientist, what he has published today. So please be having an update of that, and pen it down in your research observation book. This is what has happened, and based on that, you upgrade yourself. If you are not having an update of what is happening in your area, in your domain, and if you're not strong at basics, you can never come out of it and do something very innovative. So be strong in that. And definitely, when you start, definitely your first paper will be your memory, will be a big challenge. But start writing it, write it down, like, first page, second page, and correct yourself. Deliberate, discuss with your peers, discuss with your seniors, discuss with your guides, and first of all, try to justify your own handwriting with you, right? And definitely after 6 months, I bet you will be a master of it. So it's all by practice only, and the passion to understand and learn the basics. But be strong at basics. That is the take home message.
Right. Jobel, a lot of, I'll again clubbing couple of questions like whether PhD can be done along with when you're in a job, whether PhD can be done after a long break once you've finished your master's, and if you're taking the assistance of AI tools or chat GPT to, as you mentioned, maybe correcting or basically polishing your text, would that be considered as plagiarism?
Ma'am, first of all, you can actually, work from, take a PhD while you're working also. It's called part-time PhD. So if you are an industry person, you can come register as a part-time research scholar, and you can continue your research as such. So you don't have to be, full-time available on campus. But on the other hand, you won't get a institutional stipend. So your salary will be from your, industry, and you will be, taking a PhD here. So, occasionally in some events, you have to come here and, present your work. So that is possible. And there are people who come, after a break, like 3 or 4 year break, they will come and do their PhD. So that break is not going to affect your, screening process, PhD admission process. So that you have to justify, that's all. And the other hand, yes, you can use AI tools for refinement. Like I said, for to checking your grammar, or to to change your writing style. It won't add as a plagiarism report, unless and otherwise you are taking any ideas from ChatGPT and directly, putting it in your manuscript.
Yeah, there are still 100 more questions. I think everybody wants to know about the various VIT admission procedures, in which programs, and stepwise guidance for writing a research paper. I think I would request the panelists to kind of answer them once we draw the curtains down. Just one quick thing from Vaishali. Tomar wants to know what are those perks, what are those rewards in a research career. We'll wind up with that.
Are those
Perks and rewards.
in?
Perks and rewards for research career.
So it depends on like what you are looking for. So there are various like if you are having a very application research, and so you can even in industry, if you join, you can even lead the team. So you can be a leader in the industry. So that can be a like if you have a very good idea. You can actually lead a team, or you can even start your own startup. So it depends on like what direction you are looking for. So this is like a very personal thing, perks, like in what direction he's looking for.
Right. Okay, then from I think we have had a very informative discussion, and I'm sure the audience will understand how a career in research is and can be beneficial. The key quality required, of course, as you mentioned, is knowledge and dedication towards the chosen specialization. And the advancement of technology in any field today, whether it's engineering and medicine to architecture and agriculture and beyond, it has made possible, all this has been made possible due to the contribution of our researchers. And research is an ever growing field, and there are endless discoveries to be made. I sincerely thank you, Dr. Nirmala, Jobel, and Vaishali, for joining our panel today and sharing with our audience all the valuable inputs. And thank you, listeners, for sending your questions, because that is what made the session so interesting. So today's webinar on how to make a successful career in research was presented by Vellore Institute of Technology in collaboration with the Hindu Education Plus under the Career Path series. Thank you all once again.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Yeah. Thank you.